Goaltending is the most challenging position in all of sports. From pinpoint positioning to quick lateral movements and reaction time, all the way to pure desperation, it's safe to say that you have to be on your A game to compete at the highest level, as well as be a little bit crazy to have puck shot at you every single day. Well, what we're going to do today is look back at some of the amazing highlights from the 2023-24 NHL season by selecting my top 10 saves from the year. Now, let me tell you guys, there were a ton of great saves this year. The NHL is at its quickest, which means a lot more goals and a lot more goalie highlights. So these are the 10 best ones that I could find, along with a few additional honorable mentions that nearly made the top 10 but just missed because there were just so many to choose from. So if you guys have been liking the content lately and you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. It'll let you know whenever I post fun new content, and let's get right into this one. So let's go through my honorable mentions real quick. First is from Ilya Sorokin, who absolutely denies Jack Hughes with a crazy on his belly save. Second comes from Igor Shesterkin with the prettiest and quickest reaction windmill save you'll see all season long. And my third and final save comes from Antti Ranta, who absolutely denies Sidney Crosby on a prime opportunity. But with my honorable mentions aside, make sure you guys drop your favorite ones in the comments if it's not on this list, and let's begin with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is a save from Petr Mrazek that'll have your jaw dropped. Now, looking at Mrazek over the past couple of seasons, he really hasn't been a solid starter for a lot of teams that he's played for, but with the Chicago Blackhawks, he seemed to have found a home. And of course, outside of Bedard and their players developing, it's not like this fan base is super excited about the present day hockey club. They're more building towards something in the future. But this one save from Petr Mrazek, it's easily one of the best highlights of the season. In this game, Mrazek proved that he's still one of the better veteran starters in the NHL, robbing the Canucks of a goal with a paddle after making a great right pad save. With a wide open net like this, it's all about getting anything in the way of the puck, and in this play, Mrazek bails out the team on another play to keep the Hawks alive in the match. High quality save from Mrazek. He re-signed with the Chicago Blackhawks, and I think he's a great fit for the organization right now. Coming in at number 10, we have a Vezina nominee from the 2023-24 season in Thatcher Demko. Now, I have to be honest with you, Demko had about 5 to 7 10-bell saves that I could have put on this list, but in my opinion, this is easily the best one. Demko, way out of position, has to relocate the puck, but is able to use his strength to push off the right post and rob Wyatt Johnston. Coaches have said that Demko's size is what allows him to take up so much of the net, but what really separates him from other goalies is his ability to still move from post to post with that size. We've seen it in other goaltenders like Ben Bishop in the past, which is what made them so great in their time. It's unfortunate that Demko was injured during the playoffs this year, and hopefully his health can start to get right back on track. That way we can see more highlights from him, especially come postseason time. But this one save by Demko, along with a bunch of other ones that year, definitely earned him a spot on a top 10 list. Coming in at number 8, I have Freddie Andersen and a save that he made against the New York Islanders in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. After dealing with a ton of injuries over the past couple of seasons, and then unfortunately being forced to miss some time due to a blood clotting issue for most of this past year, Freddie Andersen was starting to look like he was going to have to retire sooner rather than later because of all of the stuff that he's dealing with his body and not being able to keep up with the physical demands of the sport. But he proved everyone wrong in just one playoff series against the Islanders, putting up some of the best performances we've seen from any goalie all year. Andersen was a top 5 goalie in round 1 this year. It's not even debatable. But this one save was genuinely one of my favorites from the postseason. Andersen screened in front of the net, gets bumped onto his back, and is still able to find the puck through traffic. He sprawls out and makes the save in a game that was low scoring and needed heroics. Andersen in this entire series against the Islanders was on it, and he kept them in a few games where the ice was definitely tilted more towards the Canes net than it was the Isles. Hopefully he can continue on this good health path, and we can see him playing more games throughout the regular season, because when he's on it, you can get saves like this at any given moment from this guy. Coming in at number 7, you may have heard of Otter on Water, but have you ever heard of an Otter on Ice? Easily the most chill and nonchalant save of the NHL playoffs. Jake Oettinger doesn't even bother with this high quality save against Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues. On the complete opposite side of the net, Otter throws out his paddle to tip a wrister from Thomas away, saving a goal in the most stylish fashion. Otter himself couldn't really believe that he had actually made the save, but way to keep the composure up, Jake. It made the save even more stylish. As for Robert Thomas, he's going to have nightmares about otters for weeks after this. And all you can really do in this moment is throw your head up and laugh because this was a high-quality robbery save. Like Petr Mrazek, this next veteran goalie was counted out for most of last season, but after putting up some great numbers with his former team, the Montreal Canadiens, he was traded to the New Jersey Devils, where he took a pretty big step and now will be a pivotal piece for them moving forward. Jake Allen, moving from Montreal to New Jersey, was faced with the task of fixing the Devils' terrible goaltending numbers, and while he wasn't able to get them into the playoffs, he did manage to put up some pretty impressive performances. In that time, though, there was one save that left hockey fans shocked. Stumbling due to an in-front scramble, Allen stayed composed and was quickly able to save a goal against the Penguins after falling to his belly in a last-ditch effort. Some call saves like this one luck. I call it staying calm and composed to get back to the puck and keep the thing out no matter what. Allen will still be with the New Jersey Devils next season. Yes, he'll be playing a lesser role as a backup, but he's still going to be a pivotal piece in that 1-2 punch of Markstrom and, of course, Allen. I think this is an A+ save from this tendy, and I think Allen continues to show us that he's still capable of being a legitimate either starter or backup in the NHL. Next up, John Gibson. Not quite the goalie that he was in the past, but still putting up some pretty great performances in Anaheim, who has, let's just say, a very underwhelming defense. But this one save from him on a guy like Sidney Crosby is easily a bucket list thing for any goalie in the NHL. The puck squeaks out front to a wide open Jake Guentzel that slaps the puck wide, where Gibson is forced to adjust to a potential Evgeny Malkin shot that never actually happens. Stumbling a bit, there's some room between the crease and Gibson, and having a tough angle, Malkin opts to pass through the crease to a wide open Crosby, who fires the puck on goal, only to be robbed by a spinning Gibson's paddle that comes out of absolutely nowhere to steal his golden opportunity. Looking at some of the saves from Gibson's career, this might be my favorite one just based on all of the chaos and how quickly he's able to adjust and rob from this play. The Penguins were clicking with chemistry on this one play, but it's Gibson who shines through, proving to us that he still can be a very high quality goalie. Hopefully he can get some better defenses in front of him, because I would love to see this guy playing at his peak again in the NHL. Up next is a slight revenge story, and coming from another veteran goalie who easily had the best season of the bunch. Cam Talbot, named to the All-Star game after signing with the LA Kings, was coming off a pretty terrible stint with the Ottawa Senators, but this one game where he played against his former team was just stellar, especially this one save. First off, can we give some respect to Claude Giroux? This one move made Doughty look like he hit a banana in Mario Kart. He spun out so quickly. But after the dipsy doodle by Giroux, this is where Talbot took over. He's forced to play the man carrying the puck in Giroux until Claude passes it across the net to another talented goal scorer in Tim Stützle. Stützle has the net wide open, but Talbot uses his right edge to leap off of the ice and make one of the best glove saves you will see all season long. Absolutely robbing Stützle, who couldn't help but smile and just look back, thinking, I had all of this net open, but somehow he still stole this one. If Talbot is anywhere remotely close to the goalie that he was last season, or even in this one game against Ottawa, then Red Wing fans have a very optimistic guy to look forward to next season. Next up, some say that Jonathan Quick was washed after leaving LA, but sometimes all you need is a little bit of motivation to help you find your game again. And what better way to do that than signing with your favorite team from your childhood in the New York Rangers? Jonathan Quick took over during the middle of the season and helped the Rangers maintain their President Trophy pace, and even started to look a little bit like he did during his prime LA days. But this one game against the Florida Panthers, you truly were given flashbacks of prime Quick. Quick made the most insane scorpion save of his career after a rebounded shot. Playing the puck behind the net, the Rangers turned it over while Quick was making his way back to the crease. After getting back between the pipes, he quickly, no pun intended, made a save that gave up a juicy rebound off of his right pad, but still somehow he got his leg up to rob the puck out of the air. Vintage Quick in his full form yet again with the Rangers. He re-signed again next year, so we're going to get to see plenty more highlights from Jonathan Quick as he continues to show us that he's still one of the more exciting goalies to watch in the league. The next save on my list would have made me retire from hockey. That's how crazy it was. I would never put on a pair of skates if this ever happened to me in my life. Patrick Kane was having himself a year filled with some crazy hockey highlights, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the more frustrating moments from his first season with the Red Wings. Juuse Saros, hands down one of the more underrated goalies in the NHL, truly earned every penny of his new contract thanks to this one save. It's a scramble in front of the net, bodies are flying into the crease, and Saros is being pushed around, desperately trying to relocate the puck. It finally comes loose but lands on Alex DeBrincat's stick, who opts to pass it across the ice to a waiting Patty Kane that rips it high, only to be met by a diving Saros whose glove swiftly robs him out of the air. Saros not only gets back to make this insane desperation save, but his hockey IQ and ability to look through all of the screens that were in front of him is insanely underappreciated. Like I said, he's one of the more underrated goalies in the year and definitely deserved that contract after a save like this one. This was easily one of my more favorite ones from the year, but there's just one that was even more insane than this. Coming in at number 1, every hockey fan knows what the best save of the year was. Round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Tampa Bay versus Florida. We're all excited for this matchup. Goalie Bob versus Andrei Vasilevsky, but it was Sergei Bobrovsky who came out on top, especially on this one play. Odd man rush heading back into Florida's end, where Sergei Bobrovsky looks a little bit confused, not really sure where the puck is. It finally squeaks out into the front, and being completely out of position, he has no choice but to just turn around and hope for the best. Shot gets on net, and he not only is facing the puck backwards, but gets his arm back and is somehow able to make this insane highlight reel save. I watched this back a million times over and still can't believe that Bobrovsky got this one off. I swear I don't think I've ever seen a better save than this from any goalie in NHL history. There might be a handful, but going around from your back and somehow getting your arm on this one, this is easily Sergei Bobrovsky's best save of his career. But these are my top 10 saves from the NHL 2023-24 season. Let me know if you guys want to see more things like top 10 assists, top 10 goals, or other videos like this. Also, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.